Hey guys, I would like to say at the beginning of this live, thank you so much for all the support on my second channel, Social Media News, SL Davis Social Media News. And I also want to thank you guys for participating in the live marathon that I do. I'm gonna find a different name for it, but I call it now the live marathon, where I will run a live that maybe the whole community hasn't seen that supports me, and that live is there for you to play catch up if you already saw it. So what, you can interact for about 6 hours almost with the community, and have a live discussion about the matter at hand that's going on at the particular time. So thank you so much for supporting me. And sometime I'm not always in that live because the live runs from 5.5 to 6 hours, and I'm doing things around the house. So for the people who've been sending me super chats, thank you so much for that. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for showing me love, and also for the people that off the platform have been sending me cash apps. Thank you as well. Thank you so much for all your support. This is a live commentary, so I will be doing commentary throughout this entire live. True had an RNN moment. I don't know I don't know why he came out his mouth the way he did. He just went on a rant. I call it a meltdown, because even if he hasn't quite all the way melted down, he's on his way to a meltdown. He's starting more and more picking up some of Nature Boy's ignorant ways and how he talks to people. His disposition is getting really arrogant, and he needs to really check himself before he wrecks himself, because he um, talks about the white man and white supremacy and all this nonsense, which we need to get over that. That was the past. We have to be accountable for whatever happens, good or bad, in our lives, and stop blaming somebody else for our downfalls. But sometimes he wants to say white this, white that, but you're no better than the white man, because you put your own kind down. You disrespect your own kind. So we're going to get into the video, and I will be back with the rest of my commentary.
And then the emotion still don't flush. The door still don't open. The back door of the church still don't open from the inside. Where's your money going? Let the children say, amen. Bathroom don't flush. Toilet don't flush in the bathroom. Back door don't open from the inside. Only thing you see from your donations to Invisible Jesus or Invisible God.
See, what True's trying to say right now, which I think is real disrespectful. He's saying that Christians put all their money into the church, giving it to an invisible God, is like what he's saying. He's basically saying we don't even know if this man or woman exists, which he's being very disrespectful in my opinion. And he's saying the church bathroom, and there's all kind of cosmetic things that need to be done on the building, and they're still not taking that money doing anything with the church, but you're still steadily giving them your money from your hard-earned work that you do, and you get paid, and you're giving it to a church, and we don't even know who this God is. He's pretty much saying, but we have a problem with donating to Carbonation and Nature Boy, so that Nature Boy can get his commissary, his canteen, and so Nature Boy can use that to collect calls on the phone. Nobody in the right mind is going to be supporting Natureboy and anything he stands for, and especially not at this point. The last few weeks before Natureboy got locked up, he was making his own kind, the universe, look bad as a whole. He's not God. He's a God that you think that he is, only in your mind, true. And yes, he's not an invisible God, the one that we so called donate to at our churches. But nobody's looking at Natureboy as no God, and nobody is donating to no negative demonic cause that Natureboy stands for. So if you want to be mad about that, be mad at yourself, because only a person that doesn't have common sense would do that.
There's a fried chicken dinner every 2 weeks. Fried chicken dinner every 2 weeks. First and third Sunday. Your return on your donation to the traditional church as it stands is a 2-piece chicken dinner, macaroni cheese, string bean, Hawaiian rolls, lemonade.
He's calling out all the soul food that he wish he could eat, but he's perpetrating a fraud so he can only talk about it. That made me hungry too. And he must be hungry, exactly. And he knows that talking about that fried chicken and baked macaroni and cheese, honey, you know that sound good, because it made me hungry. I know it made him hungry. That's why he's mad. He's hangry, because he can't eat that stuff no more, because he has to front for daddy. Poor little True has to front for daddy.
Every other week. But you won't invest any money into your own self.
That's soul food. That's right.
Poor investment choices. Poor investment choices, people. Neither. Larry Hoover's been locked up for a minute. He's still in charge and the leader of the GDs. You can entrap somebody's body, but you can never contain somebody's mind unless they want you to. Big Meech is still the leader of BMF, him and Terry. Just because their body is at a location, it doesn't stop their mind from being limitless.
I hope you guys heard that. And I'm gonna play it back again, because then I have to say this.
BMF, him and Terry. You can entrap somebody's body, but you can never contain somebody's mind unless they want you to. Big Meech is still the leader of BMF, him and Terry. Just because their body is at a location, it doesn't stop their mind from being limitless. You can't lock up somebody's mind unless they accept your belief system.
Now, he said Big Meechy, which was a big drug lord in New York. Big Meechy, look him up. And he got caught up and he's in jail. I think he's in there for life. To make a long story short, he said Big Meechy is still controlling the streets inside a prison. If he wanted to knock somebody off, put a hit on somebody, he could do it in prison. And put a Y in the chat if you have heard me say, just because Natureboy took 30 days off and disappeared off of social media, I'm not talking about before he went to, now that he's in jail. Before he went to jail, Natureboy would take spurts where he'd take about 30 days off. We wouldn't hear from him. He wouldn't do no live streams for like 30 days. Natureboy is still running social media through his disciples. So when you see True, when you see Zoka or any of them doing a download, that is Nature Boy. He's always going to be there. So people kill me with the why are people still doing commentary on Nature Boy? He's in jail. Nature Boy is in jail physically, but the aftermath of what he has created is free. And they have had the torch passed on to them so that they can still, another way of saying, Nature Boy saying, you're not going to stop me from talking because one mind, one self. True is one mind, one self. He does not no longer have his own mind. He has Nature Boy's mind. So even though he physically is not Nature Boy, he doesn't look like Nature Boy. That is Nature Boy that's talking to us right now. Nature Boy's in jail and he's still running it from the streets. And if you can't understand what I'm saying, catch up. And I'm going to play that one more time. Big Meechy was a gangster and a big time drug dealer who I don't know. I think he got caught up with racketeering or whatever it was. I might have to look him up. I can't remember what it was, but I know he's in jail for a long time. And correct me, it wasn't from New York. He was from Atlanta, Georgia. My fault. I said New York. He was from Atlanta, Georgia. Big Meechy. He was a big time drug dealer. What they call him, a kingpin. He's in jail, and from my understanding, he's in there for the rest of his life. And he's from Atlanta, Georgia. I said New York. My fault, because I know someone's gonna say he wasn't from New York. He's from Atlanta, Georgia, and that's the only reason why he's repping it. True, because he's from Atlanta, Georgia. So, anyways, let's listen to that part again.
Is at a location. It doesn't stop their mind. But you can never contain somebody. Hoover's been locked up for a minute. He's still in charge and the leader of the GDs. You can entrap somebody's body, but you can never contain somebody's mind unless they want you to. Big Meech is still the leader of BMF, him and Terry.
Big Meechy, yep.
Just because their body is at a location, it doesn't stop their mind from being limitless. You can't lock up somebody's mind unless they accept your belief system.
Thank you, GTA Boom. And I always ain't got a problem when I drop the ball. I made a mistake again. He's from Detroit. You was 100% right. I had to do my due diligence, and it says right here, Detroit, Michigan. Demetrius Edwards, Big Meechy. It says born June 21st, 1968 in Detroit, Michigan. And his brother Terry P.O. Lee, Southwest T, born January 10th, 1970 in Detroit, Michigan. It says began selling 50 bags of cocaine on the streets of Detroit during their high school years in the late 90s. I mean, late 80s. Let me see. It says Big Meechy made huge money through the illegal business. His drug mafia Black Magic family made around 270 million at the peak of its growth. The company had employed about 500 people. The organization went around distributing cocaine in almost all cities in the United States. So he like to get one thing I was right about was he's a drug lord. Okay, so but I got where he was from wrong. I said New York first, then I said Atlanta, Georgia. But no, it Michigan. So thank you so much, and I have no problem when I'm wrong to right my wrong or wrong my right or whatever how it goes. Make sure y'all hit that like button as y'all come into the live. And hold on one second, guys, because I got to make sure that I'm signed in. I'm not signed in properly. And then we will begin. Y'all ain't all in here anyways. Let me sign in, and then we can begin listening to the rant that this brother continued to do. Yeah, because he was a little bit beside himself today.
The updates is still the same. We're waiting for a Supreme Court date. That's the next date. That's the next milestone that we're looking for. And as soon as I know that information, I'm going to tell y'all the information. I'm going to tell y'all the information as soon as I get the information. You understand? But in the meantime, we going to keep talking about, oh yeah, he said, she said, can end you up in a cage. Black woman get mad. She want to impose some revenge or some retaliation in an emotional state.
He's talking about 𝗪𝗫, but he's being real calculated and real cautious on how he words what he says so that he's not intimidating a witness for Natureboy. But he's talking about 𝗪𝗫.
She called the police. She called the police. She making permanent decisions off of temporary emotions. Now, whatever the accuser was motivated to do, those initial feelings are gone now. She has to now live, regardless of what people are saying around her. She has to now live with the fact that she lied. She has to go to sleep with that. She has to live with that. So who's actually getting punished right now? Who's actually in prison right now? Who's actually in jail right now? She has to live with that.
See, he's too True is caught up in his emotions because he tried to make it seem like, in general speaking, he was talking about women, in generally speaking. But he got into his feelings, and you see how a couple of seconds further into his conversation with the live, we now know he's definitely talking. Who's the she? That sounds like one person that you're singling out. And Natureboy, by coincidence, is in jail for these same kind of allegations that you're talking about on your live. So the only one process of elimination that you could be referring to is 𝗪𝗫. Am I correct? Put a Y in the chat. Help me out.
She's punishing herself right now in this very moment. Y'all don't see that.
Let's go back. Watch this. Let's hear it again.
He said, she said, can end you up in a cage. Black woman get mad. She wanna
He said black women. Now watch how he switches the narrative of the conversation, and you can completely, we know at this point, further going into this conversation very quickly, he's talking about 𝗪𝗫. Now listen closely.
Pose some revenge or some retaliation in an emotional state. She called the police. She called the police. She making permanent decisions off of temporary emotions. Now, whatever the accuser was motivated to do, those initial feelings are gone now. She has to now live, regardless of what people are saying around her. She has to now live with the fact that she lied. She has to go to sleep with that. She has to live with that. So who's actually getting punished right now? Who's actually in prison right now? Who's actually in jail right now?
Natureboy, not her. That's what you're implying.
She has to live with that. She's punishing herself right now in this very moment. Y'all don't see that. it is what it is. That's the nature
Yep,
of the
they're getting
system
the
that
best
we live in.
of him. His emotions.
Black women don't get their way, they threaten you with child support. They don't get their way, they threaten you with jail.
Let me tell you something. This is my opinion, and my opinion is 100%. It's a gut 100% feeling that True does not like women. He hates them, and hate's a strong word. But guess who made him start to hate women? Natureboy. Because Natureboy plays reverse psychology. So instead of True really being mad at Natureboy taking Sheba back and forth from him, he takes it out on Sheba. And even if at the beginning he was mad at what Natureboy was doing, he's in denial, so he gets over it. It's almost like taking a Motrin for a headache. And all that's doing is suppressing the headache. It's not getting to the root cause of it. Because the root cause of the headache, just like the root cause to True's problem, is checking Natureboy and G checking him. Now, I don't know what would happen by True G checking him, but as a man, putting him in his place and telling him he's not taking Sheba for his pleasure. We now have a family together, and she's staying here. I'm only going to be the one intimate with her. So he's taking what he really wants to take out on Natureboy out on the female. He has no respect from his own personal situation for any women because of what he went through with Sheba. And there are men and there are women that have situations with one person or a few people in their life, and then they start hating the man, bashing the man, or the man starts bashing the woman because they're hurt. Not understanding not all women are the same. Not all men are the same. Natureboy caused you to be evil and hurt because hurt people hurt people. And Natureboy is hurt and misery likes company, and that's why he got you looking miserable. That's why your life ain't right. And that's why you're not happy, and you try to get on live and with your demonic self and spread those lies because you want to see people do bad.
Threaten you with restraining orders. They always run to the same system.
Exactly.
That they claim to be against when it's time for them to exercise some type of power over you or exercise some type of revenge over you. You have to understand, this is what Chief has been trying to teach us, is that although this woman may look like our woman, she black like us, some of them hair look like us, most of them don't. We think that these are our women. We think that this is our sister. We think that this is our niece. But every black woman belongs to the European agenda as long as she continues to express that mentality. Outside of yourself, the black woman is your number one enemy. You have to know that. Your number one enemy is you, first of all. Your next enemy is your own woman. The European system set it up that way.
Hey, Savannah.
Because if your own woman is against you, that means you can't reproduce yourself. And if you can't reproduce yourself, you can't come into power. So it's a trap. It's like a claymore. It's like a trip mine. As soon as the black man starts exercising his power, as soon as he starts becoming fearless and as soon as he starts taking up an authority role, as soon as he starts having confidence in himself, then it triggers the black woman. It triggers the black woman. Because
everyone in the chat, please, if you have not left a like on the video, can you please do so to support the channel? Also, everyone that's not participating in the chat, could you also leave a like on the video? Dislikes are welcome, and I promise you they are free. Thank you.
The Willie Lynch syndrome. people don't understand. If you haven't read the Willie Lynch letter, you should read it because it applies to this day. The Willie Lynch letter shows us that the black woman treats the black man the way she does for two reasons. One, his image was destroyed right in front of her by the white man. So by having the black man's image destroyed, the black woman no longer associates the black man as her protector or her provider, but somebody who is inferior to the white man who is in power, who is actually protecting and providing for her in this very moment. Even when she hollers, I'm an independent woman, her illusion of independence is founded upon what the European has established for her and allows her to utilize. Black women didn't establish this world. White men did. And black women are using the power bestowed upon them by white men to do what they do. And then they ignorantly say that they're independent because they don't need a black man. Not like I was saying. The black woman is using the power that was bestowed upon her by the white man to exercise her illusion of independence. And when she says she's independent, what she's saying is that I don't need a man in my direct presence to get food, water, shelter, cars, clothes. I don't need a man directly. But the truth of the matter is she's not independent, because if the white man shuts down his system, she will have nothing that she's built to fall back upon. The black woman in this moment has nothing that is not an extension of what the white man allows her to have. And when I say the white man, I'm talking about the European mindset, because there's black people that are white people, if you understand what I'm saying. There's black people that are more white than white people. When I say white, I'm talking about European mentality. It's not limited to a skin color. There's black people that are white, if you can understand and dissect that.
What does this have to do with your girlfriend being in jail? I mean, I just don't understand how you criticize strangers and how society is with black people, but you'll sit up here and basically say that everything Natureboy was doing prior to him getting locked up, that's normal, even though that should be a disgrace and an embarrassment to you. That should be a man that you should not be wanting to refer to as God, behaving in that manner. But you want to point the fingers to the community over this way, and you guys were doing everything but being a child of God. Y'all were being demons, and you guys don't know who could have been watching that mess. And you got sick people out in this world that was, I want to be just like Natureboy, that can form a cult just like you guys had over there in Carbonation, and something bad can really come out of that. You're not setting no examples for none of this community, and you haven't for a long time. Everything you preach, you're not living.
The black woman is ignorant for thinking that she has independence, because nothing in nature, nothing is independent. Everything is contingent upon the existence. Everything's existence is contingent upon the existence of something else. Even the moon, its gravitational rotation is contingent upon the Earth's existence. The sun's ability to shine is contingent upon the burning of some type of gas. Everything in nature is working on behalf of something else. A tree doesn't exist without the nutrients it needs from the sun and the sky, water, sunlight. Without water and sunlight, the tree can't exist. There's nothing you can point to in nature that is a self-sustaining entity on its own, independent of everything. Everything is contingent upon the existence of something else. So independence is actually an illusion in every form, in every sense of the word. Independence is actually a mental disorder, because it doesn't exist. In no shape or form does independence exist. The only thing that truly exists is interdependence. Interdependence is the only thing that exists. Now, like I said, the reason the black woman treats the black man like she does today, for one reason, is because the black man's image was destroyed by the European, and it sent a signal to the black woman that the black man was inferior, unable to provide, and unable to protect. Secondly, the black woman knows that if she doesn't condition her offspring, her little black boys, to be in accordance with the European system, that his fate will be imprisonment or death. And so the black woman does everything she can to make sure that her sons are good little boys and does what the school, go to school, get good grades, get a good job, go to college. The black woman is the #1 facilitator for the European mindset to black boys. Black boys' first introduction into the European world is instructed to him by the black woman, your grandmother, your aunts, your sisters, your mother. They all promoted you to be in accordance with the European society. They never promoted you to be against the system. They never recommended that you stand up and you do something about it. Because why? Malcolm X. They made sure they showed you Malcolm X. They made sure they showed you Martin Luther King. A lot of us wasn't even aware that there was a whole catalog of black leaders until we got out of high school. A lot of us didn't even know about Marcus Garvey or Selassie or Huey P. Newton or any of the catalog of black leaders. Only thing we was talked about, only thing we was introduced to was Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, to instill in our mind that if you ever rise up against this system, you're gonna.
Yeah, there's a pattern of bad behavior with these men that come out of carbonation. You know, they go over to carbonation, they lay up with these women, and then Nature Boy, the god, influences them to be not in their child's life. So a mother has a child, a fatherless child. It's really sad how he promotes to leave your children to be under the doctrine of him. And there's no spiritual journey that you're going on. You're going over to be a servant to Nature Boy. And part of that, you being a servant to him, is he's mistreating you. When you could be turning your child into a doctor, being, getting him ready for success. You rather waste your life with someone who threw their life away. Nature Boy threw his life away. He threw his mind away. He threw everything he could have did better for himself to live this life, and that's why he ended up where he's at now. And he's trying to bring you guys down like crabs in a barrel right with him. And it's really sad that they can't see it for what it is. As smart as you guys make yourself out to be, why are you still there? You can't give no advice when y'all are over there acting like heathens.
Die. And we subconsciously accepted that. That was a trauma for us. We no longer, in that moment, wanted to go against the system because we knew that anybody that go against the system, whether that be peaceful, Martin Luther King was peaceful and he still got killed. Malcolm X was more radical and he got killed. So they showed us both routes on purpose. This was very intentional. This was not an accident. They showed us Malcolm X. If you're a radical, you're going to get shot. You're going to get killed. Even if you're peaceful and try to go against the system, you're still gonna get killed. So that is the motivating force for the black woman. The black woman is expressing a deeply ingrained generational curse and psychological trauma upon the black man. If you go against if you go against the black woman, you're going against the European agenda, because the black woman is an extension of the European agenda. Do not allow her face, do not allow her skin complexion to fool you. Most of these women are government agents. They will do everything to take you down if you're speaking against white.
Just like Nature Boy.
supremacy, white supremacy. I'm talking about European supremacy, because black people are now adopting, and they have been adopted, the European mindset. They love white people's way of life more than white people do. White people are selling their houses, they're getting vans, they're going off grid, but black people are running in and trying to take white people's position. White people are going minimal. They don't even have clothes no more, but black people are swooping in to buy all the clothes. White people don't even wear jewelry. You don't see things around their neck, but what black people, because they're throwing all of it. They're literally throwing their world that they built away, and they're going off grid. They buying tents. They getting houses. They got tiny house this damn big. They got 2 pair of clothes. They got 1 pair of shoes. They literally throwing away their own world, and black people stupid is swooping in to get the damn leftovers. Because you have to understand, when you suppress somebody from something for an extended period of time, when they finally get a chance to even touch it, they will overdo it. If you restrict somebody from eating food for an extended period of time, when they finally get a chance to eat, they're gonna have Chinese buffet. They gonna overdo it. When
you would know, because Nature Boy suppressed you from eating. He ate. He never was malnutrition. He never looked skinny because he ate more out of the couple of years he's been carbonation. He has eaten more than everyone who's came and left. You look malnutrition. Zoka, Efu, Aya, all the other guys that were in the camp, Pisces, you all look sickly because he suppressed your food. He controlled how much you ate and when you ate. That's why you only had one solar noon meal, because he didn't have enough money to feed everyone. His concern was to feed and stuff his face, and also, let's put this first, eat first, you get the leftovers, and then you eat last. So now Nature Boy's in jail. I'm quite sure, true, you're eating real good because you don't have him over your back saying you can't eat that, or you can't eat that much, or I'm eating first. And when I eat first, you better be lucky if I save enough for you guys to split. So you would know about that.
suppress somebody from expressing their sexuality, when they finally get a chance to do it, they overdo it. When you suppress somebody from sexuality, when they finally get a chance to express it, they're gonna over fucking do it. Black people have been restricted from experiencing the European luxuries for so long that now that we have opportunity to do it, overdoing it. In the midst of white people are throwing their own world away, and black people's dumb ass is swooping in to get the scraps. Because it's a psychological trauma. We love the European world to a fault. We love it so much that we'll cover our own hair to fit into their standard of beauty. We'll go get plastic surgery on our nose to fit into their world. We'll do anything. We'll go to work for 8 to 12 hours we hate doing. We can't stand. Appreciate that, just Amarachi. We hate going to work. We hate being at work, and we can't wait to leave. Because why the hell do we keep going? Because we can't fathom a world outside of this European existence. White people is more in tune with nature than black people, and black people are.
If he feels that way, why is he here? Why is True here? Why did Nature Boy bring them back here? Why didn't he just stay in Nicaragua or any of these? There's other countries overseas, not just Nicaragua and El Salvador and all those places. Why didn't they go to another country that has nothing to do with the United States, where they can live closer to the equator? Why are you here? You're doing the exact same thing that we're doing. Why are you here? True.
the original people upon the planet. White people is selling their houses. They selling the house. This damn big. Went from a 14-bedroom house to a van. This damn. We're on the road, honey. We sold our van. We sold our house. We sold all. We're minimalists now. Katie, how many shirts you got, Katie? I only got 3. How many pairs of pants you got? 1. White people are giving this. They even getting rid of their money. They even getting rid of paper money. They like money too. And I dumb sitting up here with a stack of money. When you have money to that capacity, that's a sign of an economic collapse waiting to come. If black people have a lot of money, that's not a sign of celebration. That lets you know that money don't have no value, because white people ain't never gave black people the opportunity to have anything that's of value. So now you know money ain't. If black people got a lot of it, it ain't. Because black people always get white people.
Now watch True flip the script and try to lie and say he didn't say what he said about women, black women. Watch it. Now let's listen closely. Make sure y'all hit that like button as y'all come in. Welcome to everyone that is joining the live.
I don't know why you talking crazy this morning.
I didn't hear what you said. I have a phone.
I have a lot of respect for you. Before, why are you blaming black women for things that society has laid upon us, like Jim Crow, separate but equal, one person on a job, police ranting all the way, we don't have any proper schools in our neighborhoods, you couldn't be on the county and keep your man. Well, that was the only kind of way your child could eat. Don't blame no black woman because a black man does not have a role model to go to. Don't blame a black woman because a black woman will take a broke black man and sit in a soup line and sit and beg on the corner with this man and been with this man forever. It's just that the man wants to have 5,000 women. The man don't want to go to better himself in any kind of educational field, career, or even look for a job. The man, and not in all cases, but we're not going to say it's the black woman that tells the black man that he can't be nothing. We've been uplifting our people forever. It's just that it's a louder voice out there, which is the movies. Allegedly, you talking about the white man, because nobody can take a picture of this white man that is keeping you down. Nobody has a picture of him.
I think that there was a miscommunication.
You just said that 15 times. It's black women. That's the reason why. It's black women.
I'm not about to overtalk you. I'm not blaming black women. I'm just...
Look at the narcissist. Now he's calmly saying, I'm not blaming black women. Listen to this man lie, you filthy animal.
I'm just bringing awareness to the mentality that she has.
Oh, really?
You know,
and at this point, we can talk about the system all we want, but we literally live in the age of information. So right now, ignorance is a choice. And I don't give nobody no pass. I'm not about to have no sympathy party. It'd be different if this was 1950, where people didn't have access to the abundance of information that they do now. Black women are literally indulging in the possibilities of the European world. She's indulging in it. She's fully participating in it. And if you look at your life as a black man, it's the black woman that's tearing you down above everything else. Look how they did Kevin Samuels. Look how they do Chief. It's black women. It's not a group of black men hating on Kevin Samuels. It's black women.
He flip-flops. He's flip-flopping. Stop backpedaling, bro.
Anytime the black man speaks and holds the black woman accountable, she gets defensive, and then she tries to relinquish responsibility, because we're not going to get anywhere until everybody takes responsibility for their role in our own destruction. The black woman is the least criticized person, and she can do no wrong. She's she's a queen. She's a large part of why. And you can't say nothing about black women because, oh, Mother's Day, you're supposed to love your mama and your grandma and da 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 da. No, you're trained to not ever say or think anything bad about your mother or your grandmother. But when you look at it, at the core of it, black women are government agents for white supremacy, and you can't say that because it's a part of the trigger process. They're like robots. As long as you're okay, as long as you say certain things that are acceptable to black women, oh, they'll love you. They'll love you. As long as you do what they want you to do, they'll love you. But as soon as you say anything about them that's out of the context of what you're allowed to say, then they're going to attack you. They're going to attack you. They're not going to try to understand where you're coming from or try to see what you're trying to say. They're reflect, and they're going to defend their point because in their eyes, they can't do nothing.
You know, I think Natureboy was onto something as when he started his movement to make a community of people to live together outside of the ways of the system that's in the land. I also think that there is coming a separation in society, the world, that there's going to be, there are forces of darkness that are, their goal is to basically deny truth and to keep, whenever we study history, we look at what happened in, these were people who basically wanted free labor and cheap labor and all the labor that they.
Natureboy has some weak black men who follow him. And I'm listening to this brother right now talk. It seems like every time a brother gets up there, it's only out of 10, let's say out of 10 men that might come up there and speak, you might only get one that is not down with the program of what True is saying or Natureboy. But all of them other ones are fanboys. They're saying all the right stuff just to stay up on the platform and be able to talk to clown True and clown Natureboy. It doesn't make any sense because they're both Bozos the clown. They're not God, and True is his servant. He's not even a disciple. He's his servant. And he's sitting up here talking all this mess, and he don't know what he's talking about.
Withheld from the people was allowed them to build up these allowed them to build the Islamic world and also the European world that we're currently residing in, whether it be the States or Europe. And it seems that they take the mind of the people and they show them the images of the white image, and then they also romanticize the trauma, all these things to keep us in bondage still.
But check this
to
out,
the desires.
But check this out, Emu. Yes, we can acknowledge and recognize what was done to us. But what I'm saying is that we're not going to be able to make a change until we take responsibility. We have to take responsibility. Like there's people that take hours upon hours and days upon days and weeks upon weeks and years upon years of talking about what was done to us. Okay, we get it. Something was done to us. Okay. But what are you going to do about it is where we need to redirect our focus. And that's the only way we're going to be able to change is if we take full responsibility. I know that. Hold on real quick. Hold on real quick, bro. Hold on. This is just stupid. We're going to have to take full responsibility, bro. Like, you can't keep blaming your oh, my mom did this to me and my dad did this to me. Okay, so, man, what are you gonna do about it? Nobody does your little pity party that you want to have to make yourself seem like a victim. Victim mentalities never win. Victim mentalities never solve problems. I guarantee whatever you went through, I can find somebody that had it worse, that has been able to overcome the situation that was more destructive than the one you're crying about right now. Black people, stop crying. Stop talking about the white man. Stop talking about the system. And see how you're contributing to the same thing you're complaining about. You are now.
He just said for us to stop blaming the white man, but that's what he's been doing. blaming the white. The whole time he's been saying white man, the European system. What was he saying? He said the white man, European system, and white supremacists. You've been saying this whole RNM rant. So what are you talking about? Hey sis, hey ear lily, hey sweetie. What are you talking about? Don't do that reverse psychology over here on this channel, honey.
The European agenda because you express it in your mind. Okay, we was ignorant. Okay, we was asleep. But now in this age, you have no excuse because you have all of the resources necessary to wake yourself up. But you're so caught up in experiencing this world that you don't realize that the very world you're investing in is the same world that's polluting you. I'm done. I don't want to hear about what happened to us. I want to know what are we gonna do about it.
We're gonna take back our power that comes with knowledge and also living in harmony with the environment.
Definitely.
Making communities where we share resources, and it's not about the latest fashion, but to be in connection with the universe and the cosmos and universe and the creator.
Definitely.
Be blessed.
Go ahead and get the views up.
Okay. This is my stance on it.
Get your nasty finger out your nose. Get a piece of tissue. You so nasty, digging all up in his nose for gold on live. No kind of etiquette. Nasty dog.
I think everybody is an individual. Sure, some people have had a better time. They have, I guess you say, a silver spoon in their mouth. But it is an individual thing. It is not put on this earth for all black people to do good, all white people to do good, all Mexican people to do good. It is an individual thing.
I agree with that.
So, by you saying that it is the black woman's fault, or the black woman has a huge hand in why black men are not being successful, black men are not supposed to be emotional. And when you did not,
who told you that?
Well, a lot of people say that black men are not supposed to be emotional, meaning that they're not supposed to care about things. They're the most docile type of people. They don't really assert themselves like they're supposed to assert themselves. Black men are taught when they're very young, that it is a tough world out there. You probably have to work 3 or 4 times harder than the other people to get ahead. These mothers are basically not having any income. The schools and themselves don't really educate the children so that they can compete in the world. It's not a black woman's fault of that. Most black men have felonies, so they can't vote. Most black men are thugging. Most black men are drugging. Most black men are alcoholics and pimping. Most black men are taking a direct hit upon their own lives outside of what their mothers want, they women's want, they friends want. These people are looking to rap music as the leader of their life. They should be drinking, smoking, doping, having 15,000 women. They can't take care of the children. Then you blame us for trying to ask for child support to take care of the child. You're wrong about that. There's a lot of things that black men, not black women, because we have held it down and tried to make a community, and you guys turned it into a hood every time. Let me repeat that. Black women have tried to make a neighborhood, but black men have turned it into a hood. Shooting up people, killing people, robbing, stabbing people, no snitch program, raping people is a lot. So do not blame the weakest link or the female of the neighborhood that was in slavery, that's been sitting alongside of you for all this time. That's all I have to say.
I tried to tell you earlier, you could have saved your breath. You could have used that oxygen for something else.
I never said I was blaming the black woman. I was
You're
just
lying.
introducing her role in the thing that we need to solve.
Which is, how can we get along as?
What?
How can we get? How can we get along? What is your perception or ideology of how we could get along?
Well, the black woman and the black man must return to their assigned roles, their proper roles. The black woman now is in the place of a man. She's not exercising her role as a mother. Most black women are men. They're not mothers and they're not wives. They're men. And so the black man doesn't even have enough space with the black woman to take his proper role. And the black woman, a part of her role in this is to get out of the black man's way and let us recalibrate ourselves back into a role that we've been denied for so long. The black woman needs to go back to being a mother and a wife, and the black man needs to step up into that position and be a protector and a provider. But most black women, out of a generational curse, out of a trauma, is not confident in the black man, because the black man's image has been destroyed. The black man has been promoted as only worthy of entertainment and athletics and comedy. He's not associated in the black woman's mind as an authority figure, as a leader, as a powerful entity. That spot is already filled by the European. Even when you see a black man on the police force, you still feel like he's working for a white man. Even when you see a black man in political office, you still know that he's working for a white world. So no matter what the black man tries to do in this world, he will always be in a position of inferiority because it's not his world. And so the only way that the black man is able to build his world is if the black woman remove herself from the white man.
So, true, you should remove yourself from this world because it is not your world. You are in the white man's world. And why are you in this world? Because it's not your world. You're not making any sense. You sound like a fool.
Man's world and begin to reproduce the black man's mind.
Okay, and what I'm trying to say is, can I get $5?
To the line where you said, the only separate but equal still is here. They never abolished separate but equal.
Don't talk to me about no rules and regulations in this system. Let's take our mind out of this system.
This is the problem then. If you don't know,
let's take our mind out of the system. I'm not arguing with you. Take our mind out of this system. Don't imagine a world outside of this system. I don't want to talk about Form Code 35. I don't want to talk about no Brown versus Board of Education. I'm talking about how worlds actually get established. The European established his world by domination. He didn't ask. He didn't use paperwork. He dominated it by spreading his mind. And that's the only way the black man is going to dominate and create his world, is by spreading his mind. But you can't spread your mind if you don't have your woman, because the woman that we see out here in this world today is already filled with a mind already. So I don't want to hear nothing about no paperwork. I don't want to talk about no methods of doing this through the system that's in place. I'm talking about how worlds get established by domination. Genetic domination is how you establish worlds. If you ain't talking about genetic domination, you ain't talking about.
Right.
Well, I can go into genetic domination as well.
Genetic ain't no as well. That's the only thing that there is. You're not gonna establish your world by going to no college. You're not gonna establish your world by getting a good credit score or building black-owned businesses, because the system can snatch that away from you because you're using the system to establish it. The one thing the system can't snatch away from you is your genetic superiority. They can only suppress it. They could never do anything about the black gene being a dominant gene over the recessive gene of Europeanism. You can't do nothing about that. The only thing you can do is prevent the black man from having his woman, his tool necessary to accomplish this goal. Everything else is some type of little whole approach to getting your world. The real way to get your world is genetic domination.
And you can't have genetic domination in the same environment that is suppressing your genes. We would have to facilitate an isolated environment and from that space replicate ourselves to the degree that the European has replicated himself across.
And what I'm trying to say is, can I get $5 for Natureboy's canteen?
This whole earth.
Okay, this has been the point and the problem for 500 years.
What?
It's the same problem, never being looked at. We are Moors, Moor.
Don't
whether we
nobody want to
believe.
hear that. Man, we're indigenous people before we're these titles we try to associate ourselves with. We're just the people of the
Hold
earth.
on, sir. Can I have 1 second? I said one thing.
No,
and
but
you-
I'm saying don't talk to me about
I
none
say-
of that. Don't talk to me about none
well,
of that. Don't talk to me about none
okay.
of that.
Okay, can I? Okay, I'm gonna put it differently. If you own a house, if I gave you a house,
Oh my goodness,
If
you're
I-
still talking about
if I
the
gave you a
system.
house and you refuse,
System, your mind literally doesn't have the capacity to go out of this system. You can't own. It's just a piece of paper with words on it. But there's nothing stopping somebody who has superior power over you from coming in and taking the house. The only reason America is a country is because it has a military. And people outside of the country know that if they try to come over here and mess with the establishment, it's going to be consequences and repercussions. You don't own your house because of deed. If I have enough firepower or manpower, I kill you and take your house. You're going to come out there, hey, I own this. Give a damn. Y'all live in fantasy land. I'm talking about real world. Hey, I have a piece of paper. Okay, hold up a piece of paper. Y'all ain't thinking about anarchy. Y'all love this system so much that y'all don't think nothing exists outside of this system. I'm talking about y'all ain't never seen The Purge. Yo, if somebody wanted your house, they come take your house, bro. If the government wanted your house, they come take your house and be like, we don't do paper. New law just in Article 1572. We changed it. We changed it. You can't own, bruh. You can't own nothing. You can only occupy your space with the manpower you have that allows you to stay there. Why do you think America's still here? Because of the military. That's the only reason America's not here. You can't own nothing, bruh. I got you, lady enabler. I didn't see you. You can't own the house, bruh. Bruh. Y'all act like y'all don't understand the nature of the European. Y'all act like y'all don't understand the nature of the European, but the European at any moment can change his laws to fit what he want to do at that time. That's the power you have as the God of your world. You talking about that you going up here studying laws like a damn fool. Oh yeah, law. This article right here says this and says.
So that's the end of it because I couldn't deal with. He was giving me a headache and I was losing brain cells. There's 163 people in here. Thank you for being in the live. Make sure that you click the link that I'm going to put inside the chat once again and go over and subscribe. You're already on the channel, SL Davis Social Media News. So subscribe to the channel. Make sure the notification bell is on with the option all so you will catch all of my notifications. Also, on the way out, make sure you hit the like button. I promise you they are free. And I will see you on the next live tomorrow. Y'all stay blessed. I love y'all, and I'm out. Mwah. See y'all tomorrow.